All right, everyone. So welcome back to Crypto on My Mind. I'm Mike, your host, and today we're going to take a look at Coinbase Pro and really just get a better idea of the type of orders that we can place on Coinbase Pro. And if you haven't seen my other video regarding Coinbase and the new advanced trading, you can go ahead and check that out and then compare the two. So if you already have a Coinbase account, then setting up a Pro account is very simple. And you can see the link in the description if you would like to set up an account. But right now we're just looking at the Sol USD pair on the market on a 1 hour time frame using our candles. We do have the choice between line and candles, and we can use our EMAs for 12 and 26 kind of to get an idea of possible entries and exits. So as you can see here on the right side, this is where my orders have been filled. So these are all sell orders around 5 days ago, and here is where the orders that are open. So if I, for instance, place a limit order or a buy order, then it will show up here until it's filled. And if it's filled, it will stay here until I either refresh or remove it. On the right panel, we can see here the trade history. So this is a collection of all the buy and sell orders. And as we can see here, we have our order book for buy and sells. All right. So now what we want to take a look at is the type of orders that we can place on Coinbase Pro and the benefits of them. So I'm looking here at Solana, and we of course see that if we do a market buy, right, we won't necessarily get the price that's being shown. So we see right now it's at 91.18. Let's just do like a $1 market buy to see what price it actually fills at. So as you can see, it gave it to me at 91.22, and the fee was 0 for some reason. I believe it was probably less than that, given that it was just $1 amount, and we got a very small amount of Solana at 91.22, right? So when you do the market buy, you can see that sometimes you won't get it exactly at the price that it's currently at. It could be lower, it could be higher. Now, what if we want to avoid that altogether? And you know, the charts on Coinbase Pro aren't actually as good as the charts on Coinbase. And another thing too is that the Coinbase advanced trading, you can actually include some indicators like the MACD and the relative strength index, whereas here we really do get to work with the candles, and then we have the EMAs. But besides that, right, we can take a look at the volume, which kind of faded in, and it's very opaque, let's just put it that way, right? But let's say that I want to place a buy order now at 91.15. We can see the difference here. Let's say if I want to place it at, because we're on a 6 hours, quite a bit, but let's say 89. All right. So one good thing about this that I really like is that I can kind of just click here. If I want it here, this is exactly where I want to set my limit, and it will show up in the left panel right there, and I can go ahead and choose the amount of SOL that I want. So one thing to keep in mind is that these orders won't fill right away. All right, so now I'm in a limit buy. Once I place this order, it should show up here as an open order, and the filled column will show 0, the fee will show 0, and the status will show open. One thing to keep in mind when you look at advanced, you can set the time force policy. So good till cancel, that's when you want to cancel it. Good till a certain amount of time, immediate or cancel, or fill or kill. So if you want to set a certain time frame, maybe you're going to go ahead and do something else and you can't really be bothered watching the charts. Good till time would fit in that scenario. All right, so I'm just going to keep it at good till canceled. And then another thing is your post only and then your taker. So maker and taker fees. The more volume you start to do on Coinbase Pro, the more you'll see that your fees will start to go down. Now they track your fees over a 30-day period. So once you hit certain milestones, you'll see that your fee is decreasing. But to start out, I believe it's 0.5%. So given that I'm buying such a small amount of SOL, you can see my fee is still 0. So I can just show you guys what my fee really is like. And if we just said it was 100. right? So you can see here, my fee is 0.2% as a taker, but then if I want to be a maker, it becomes 0.1%. So that's something you can do as you do more volume trading on Coinbase Pro. 0.1% trading fee is a pretty decent fee in my opinion. I mean, some exchanges might have lower, but I can't complain. I trust Coinbase. So let's see how this goes down now. So now that we have that sorted, everything is sorted. We have our total price. And when I place this buy order, it's showing post only because the price is, it's a limit buy, right? So as this example, right, given that it's above this price, it's not going to go on. So I need to actually make it lower than this. So let's put it back to 89 for the purpose of the example. I only put it at 100 to show you guys what my fee would be like. Okay, and now it is open, right? One Solana token, not filled yet, $89. So if the price comes down to 89, then this order will be filled. I'm already aware of what my fee is. I posted as a maker, so I'm going to pay about 9 cents as a fee to purchase one Solana token, which I can't complain about. Now, looking at the stop buy, you'll see that you don't actually get to choose to be a maker or a taker. It is essentially going to decide for you. And we have our stop price. So now, if you saw in the last example where I put 100 to show you what my fee is in a very simple way, but I left it there and I got an error trying to post that order. Well, this is what the stop buy is actually for. So the stop buy is for when the price is above a certain point. So let's say right now it's at 91.18. Let's say when it gets to 100, I would like to trigger a stop buy. So I can click up here and I'll say one Solana token and I can do 99.97. So when the price hits 99.96, my order will fill at 99.97. And if you're new to this and you're wondering, well, why is he increasing the limit price compared to the stop price? And that's just to avoid slippage. You know, in some scenarios, it could pump just really crazy and your order could not go through, right? And then you're left sitting. So adding a little bit of distance between your stop price and your limit price can give a better chance of your order being filled. So now if we place this order, right, you can see they're giving me a maker fee, but it may not turn out that way. Now we're not gonna be able to see this order get filled. I'm gonna cancel it. But what we see here is we get a little bit of a warning where it's telling us it may not be filled immediately. Do you want to continue? That's fine. Yeah, so we know now we have a stop at 99.96. If it hits that price, it fills at 99, I believe 99.97, and I'll get another Solana token. All right, so I'm going to close these two now. And then we're going to move on to the sell types. So we have our market sell, again, very similar. If you saw the market buy, with the market sell, you might sell it and you might get a little less than what the current price is. So again, if you can't be bothered with it, you know, you just kind of want to get rid of it now, then a market sell is fine, right? But if you're kind of like trying to set a price target based on your trend analysis, then maybe you want to try to use the limit sell. So now the limit sell is somewhat similar to the buy where you set the price above, but this is a price target where you would like to sell your tokens. So in this example, let's say if Solana hits 100, I would like to sell. Now with the limit sell, we have the option again to do post only or to be a taker. So we have our maker or taker. Of course, we're going to choose to be a maker if possible because we get a lower fee. And I'll just put the max amount of Solana. All right, and given that I don't have much to sell, right? So you see my fee is still 0. If it was a bit more, we would have a 0.1% fee added on to the total. So then once I place this, and I'll just get rid of this one right here. Now we can see again, it's not filled, but once it hits $100, this order will fill at 100, and this is the amount that will be sold. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you end up using a limit sell by accident, you have to be careful. If you use a limit sell and you put the price of your limit sell below the current price, it will likely fill right away before it fell down there. I've made this mistake in the past, so I hope you guys don't. What you would like to do in that situation, if you're saying, hey, if the price falls to a certain point, I would like to sell, this is your stop sell. So with our stop sell, we can set a price where if the token value falls below a certain point, we can trigger a sell. So normally this is done as a act to mitigate loss, right? So to mitigate your risk, you can set a stop loss. And in this scenario, let's say if it falls below 91, I want to get out. So I'm going to put 91.01. I want to get out at $90, right? I want to sell it for 91, I mean. So I would put 91. And, you know, some people will say put it at 92 or such and such, but I'm going to keep it at 91 for this example. Now be careful, guys, because remember there is slippage. So if the price is dumped, it could slip through and not fill, and then yeah, that sucks. So maybe, you know, you could do 2 or 1, but I wouldn't suggest doing the same exact price because that's where you could experience some slippage. All right, and then I'll place this, and you get your warning again. So it may not fill immediately. Are you okay? All right, and sure, why not? And we can see stop at 91.01. Now, if the price falls to that 91.01 price, it will trigger a sell for me for my total amount of Solana. All right, so I did use the max amount. Depending on how you like to trade, you could do, you know, take profits here and there, or mitigate your loss here and there, or protect your loss profits here and there. So it's really just a matter of what you're most comfortable with. But I think the 2 things to distinguish that are important right away is the difference between the limit sell and the stop loss. This is what I just call it, guys. They call it the stop price or stop limit price, but this is my stop loss. This is my limit price. All right, so that is essentially everything you need to know with Coinbase Pro. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I hope you found some value in this video, and if you did, please hook it up with a like. This is Crypto on My Mind. Mike speaking. Take care. Peace.